we are fully into holiday season, which means there are lots of treats, lots of bread, and lots of other things that we would love to indulge in. But some of you may be gluten intolerant. Maybe you're following a keto diet, which presents a few challenges this holiday season. Worry not. Our friends at Phat Keto Co. are here to help. Please welcome Margie Castillo. She is the owner and baker at Phat Keto Co. Margie, thank you for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
All right, so before we get into these delicious recipes you're going to share with us, let's talk a little bit about gluten. First of all, what exactly is gluten?
So gluten is a seed protein found in wheat, rye, barley. There's some cereals, beer, pastas that have that's natural seed in them. And so that's what gluten is. So eliminating those items from your food makes things gluten-free.
Okay. And some people, like I said earlier, are intolerant. So this will give you stomach pain, might mess up your evening.
It does damage the lining of your intestine.
Okay, good to know. So for someone who may or may not realize that they're gluten intolerant, maybe they want to experiment with their diet and eliminate it to find out, where do we look on the label to see if what we're eating has gluten in it?
So I have two. I have one here. It clearly states that it's gluten-free. So when you don't see that label on an item, and you want to make sure that none of those are listed in the ingredients. If they're not, then it's gluten-free.
Okay, lucky for us, you have a couple of gluten-free, low-carb recipes to share that some of us might appreciate this holiday season. Let's talk about stuffing, and you have a delicious recipe to share with us. Tell us about it.
I do. This is our keto-friendly, gluten-free stuffing, and I make it with our fathead dough. And that's recipe is listed here. You follow the fathead dough, make your bread, and whatever bread you have left over, it's day-old bread. So you use that bread, crumble it up, pop it in the oven with some EVOO. While that's baking, 5 minutes, you will saute onions and celery in butter. Then you sprinkle it or spread it on top, put some butter on your bread, you crumble, stir it up, put it back in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes, and voila. So the more butter you add, the more it gets like a dressing. The less butter, it's more of a crumble, so it's like a stuffing.
Okay, all right. Well, that looks delicious.
Yeah,
and it's low carb, right?
Right, it's low carb, 2 net carbs per serving. So you won't have to go without stuffing over the holidays.
I love it. Well, that's one of the biggest ones. And then the other one for my friends out here that have a sweet tooth is dessert. And so many desserts have carbs. Tell me what dessert recipes.
They do. So this one is a fat bomb. It's a coconut chocolate fat bomb or chocolate coconut fat bomb, whichever you want to call it. And it's made with cocoa, coconut oil, almond flour, and whatever you like to use for a sweetener. Do not use sugar. Monk fruit's one, erythritol is another. You want to go with one that's plant-based, natural. Erythritol is what we use. It's the cleanest ingredient as far as sweeteners. And all you're doing is mixing it up, making a little dough out of it, and then roll it in coconut flakes, pop it in the refrigerator, let them, leave them there for 30 minutes and then serve. For those that do not bake, this is very simple and you will impress your friends. Plus a 1 net carb each.
Wow. Okay, so my mouth is watering because that looks really delicious. It
tastes like a mound.
All right. Thank you so much, Margie, for sharing these recipes. I know there are people who are very, very interested in learning more about your company. So tell us how we can get in touch with you.
Yes, they can come by. We're at 3741 South Alameda. We're on the corner of Doddridge and Alameda. Our number here is 361-342-4963.